You know, if you follow this channel, you realize that I really like the PS3, and I kind of liked it right from the beginning. I got it day one. I couldn't wait to play games on it, you know, from Resistance to Metal Gear Solid 4. The games are phenomenal. Now, coming off my last few videos, I was looking through my PS3 collection and I thought, you know, there's a lot of games in here that aren't exactly super hits, but they could be considered hidden gems. And I'm not sure I've done a PS3 hidden gem video before, so what a great time to actually kind of bust out and do that right now. So I wanted to put together a short but sweet list of some hidden gem games that are actually kind of easy to afford, they're not very expensive, and they're also quite good games. I know, you know, we can take review scores to heart or whatever, but this is actually, in my opinion, some of the better games on the PS3, but not everybody is aware of them, or not everybody thinks they're good. It's all just opinion based, mind you, so if you're just a gamer and you disagree with my opinions, that's fine. You know, you can move on, and, you know, you don't have to do anything, but for me personally, this is my personal list of some PS3 hidden gems, and I want to get into it right now. First up on this list is Socom 4 U.S. Navy SEALs. Now, this is a game that didn't get a lot of hype or a lot of love. It actually released in 2011 for the PS3. You step into the role of Operations Commander Cullen Gray, a battle-hardened NATO leader tasked with averting a catastrophic regional crisis. Now, the interesting thing is this. The campaign is still all there, but there's no multiplayer. And I think what hurt this game and why more people don't recognize this game is the fact that the PSN hack happened right at the launcher. So people that bought the game couldn't go online and play it, and it kind of killed off pretty quickly, in my opinion. So yeah, it's very much a sad situation to kind of see that, but overall it's really cool. So Gray commands an elite 5-man squad comprising of U.S. Navy SEALs, basically, and they kind of go on these different missions and things like that. I really like it. You know, players can issue real-time commands to your AI-controlled teammates. You can like do stealth, suppression fire, coordinated assault in a third-person tactical shooter, where the wrong move can kind of screw everybody up. But you know, listen, the game looks good, as you can see, and it plays incredibly well. So I'm very satisfied with that. I think they did a good job with it. I know it doesn't get a lot of love, but you know, I was having fun kind of playing through it. And you know, to be honest with you, I think it's probably one of the better third-person shooters that I played. So yeah, all in on Socom 4. It's pretty fun. Next up is a fun game called Lord of the Rings Conquest. Now, this game, of course, the online is off. You can't get it digitally, so you have to buy it physically, and it can be a little bit pricey, which is kind of out of the ordinary for the other games on this list. But this was released in 2009 and was developed by Pandemic Studios, which was the same studio that did Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is one of my favorite games. Not the one from the new era. I'm talking about way back in 2005. So it's really cool. It's got a single-player experience that unfolds through two distinct campaigns. The War of the Ring follows the classic storyline, which covers 8 levels, recreating iconic battles like the Defense of Helm's Deep, the Siege of Minas Tirith, and the Mines of Moria, with Gimli leading a dwarven campaign there, alongside what-if scenarios such as an assault as well. And if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you're going to really love these games and the different levels and things like that. For me, anyway, I thought it was really cool. The multiplayer was fun, and it was kind of like Star Wars Battlefront 2. But of course, it didn't last very long. It was shut down and things like that, unfortunately. But you know, it's third person. It's a really cool game. It looks pretty good. It's got a solid campaign. I know it's a little bit on the short side, but to me, it's still fun and one of the better Lord of the Rings games that's actually following the movies or whatever. So yeah, I 100% recommend this, even if it's a little bit tricky to get a hold of the game itself. It's still well worth it. I want to take a second to say, hey, if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and maybe possibly even consider subscribing. I love doing retro gaming content, and there is a ton of it on my channel already. Even though my channel has only been around for a year, I'm very thankful that so many people have found the content that makes them want to subscribe and leave comments and things like that. All that stuff helps tremendously, and it means a lot to me personally. So, you know what? Subscribe to the channel that your mom and I both think makes you very cool.
But my mom says I'm cool.
Next.
So this list, of course, was going to be a little bit unconventional and have some games that probably not a lot of people expected. But Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 maybe wasn't one that you had on your list, but I actually liked this game a lot. It released in 2011. It was absolutely a fun game to kind of play through. In my opinion, they did a really good job with it. To me, anyway, it feels like it evolves into like this high-octane third-person cover-based shooter, sort of like Gears of War, but it has a magical flair to it. Kind of dueling emphasizes strategic spellcasting. You can unleash offensive blasts like Stupefy, Reducto. You can do a lot of different things to stun and dismantle your enemies. Defensive Protego shields also work to deflect curses, environmental interactions to hurl debris at improvised weapons, and combo attacks for devastating takedowns. So the PS3 version, what's cool about it is it enhances immersion with the PlayStation Move. So if you're one of those few people like me who has a Move, you can use it with motion-controlled wand gestures, and it's really kind of cool. At the end of the day, really fun to play with as well. The campaign clocks in at probably around 5 to 7 hours. It's punctuated by a intense boss battle against the corrupted Guardians and Voldemort himself. There is co-op modes letting a second player drop in to assist as well. Voice acting draws from the film's cast where possible. Basically, some of them anyway. That does take some of this cinematic authenticity. A little bit linear, but still fun nonetheless, and definitely a hidden gem. Next up on this list of hidden gems is Beyond Two Souls. Now, this is a game that came out very close to the PlayStation 4 launch, and so basically it kind of, I think, tanked the sales of the game quite a bit, even though it did come out on the PS4 in a remaster as well. Published by and developed by Quantic Dream, this was an interactive drama that explores profound themes of life, death, and isolation, and the supernatural through extraordinary existence of a character named Jodie Holmes. Very, very cool. Portrayed by Ellen Page in this as well. Born with inexplicable psychic tether to Aiden, who's an invisible poltergeist-like entity who died alongside her in the womb. So I don't want to give away too much, but it is a very good story. Gameplay alternates control between Jodie and Aiden, emphasizing cinematic immersion over traditional mechanics. As Jodie, players navigate branching dialogues, moral dilemmas, and action sequences via intuitive controls and some QuickTime events as well. Key chapters weave a global odyssey from Jodie's isolated upbringing at a research facility where Aiden's powers manifest to her recruitment into a Black Ops mission against a shadowy terrorist cell. So yeah, very cool stuff. The game itself will last you, probably around 9, 10, 11 hours, something like that. It does make it so your choices affect the story and things like that, so that's pretty typical of Quantic Dream, but a very good game, a very fun game as well. Next up is a fun JRPG called No Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, which came out in 2011. This at the time was a PlayStation 3 console exclusive, and it was a very critically acclaimed JRPG that kind of blends a very heartfelt narrative with vibrant visuals and innovative gameplay. Very much set in a whimsical world. Follows a character named Oliver, who's a young boy inspired by an American town. They really do a good job with it in terms of the gameplay. It's played from a third-person perspective. It includes traditional JRPG elements with some hybrid combat thrown in there as well, inspired by Pokemon and the Tales series as well. You control Oliver and his party, navigating the world through dungeons, perilous wilds, and later gaining the ability to travel by boat or dragon. It features quests and exploration, a good combat system that blends real-time and turn-based mechanic. It's got a nice visual presentation off of offering Studio Ghibli's influence, obviously. Very much clocking in at a hefty 45 to 65 hour playthrough if you want to complete the game, but well worth it to see it through. A very fun game. Yes, you can get it on newer platforms or whatever, but in terms of just playing on the PlayStation 3, it's a lot of fun and well worth the price of entry, in my opinion. Had to have a racing game on here, so why not go Motorstorm Pacific Rift. Released in 2008 on the PlayStation 3 and developed by the now defunct Evolution Studios. This was a PS3 exclusive. It's an adrenaline-fueled sequel to the original Motorstorm, shifting the high-octane off-road racing festival from the arid Monument Valley Desert to a lush, treacherous tropical island in the Pacific Ocean. Really cool, great looking graphics. At its core, Pacific Rift delivers arcade style off-road racing with a focus on destruction, multi-route tracks you can go through, and vehicle class specialization. Viewed from a dynamic third-person perspective, this shifts seamlessly during races. Players select from 8 diverse classes. You can do bikes, which are nimble and fast, but fragile, ATVs, which are all-terrain handlers, buggies, which are lightweight, rally cars, racing trucks, big rigs, all kinds of cool stuff, and the new monster trucks for this game as well, each with unique strengths and weaknesses and over 50 unique licensed vehicles. Races unfold over 16 original multi-layer tracks across 4 biomes: volcanic mountainsides, humid jungles, coastal beaches, and industrial ruins. So yeah, really cool stuff. The single player mode includes a full festival circuit, unlocking vehicles and tracks via wins, a free race option for practice, and a time attack for leaderboards. But yeah, it's kind of the precursor to like Forza Horizon. I absolutely love this game. It's a lot of fun. I always recommend it. It's so much fun. I'm sure a lot of people are going to hate this pick, but Haze, yeah, released in 2008, developed by Free Radical. First-person shooter, was supposed to be the Halo killer. I think that's what got it a lot of flack. Nothing was really going to be a Halo killer, but first-person shooter set in the dystopian 2048 where governments have outsourced warfare to a corporation, a private military giant dominating global conflicts. You play as Shane Carpenter, fresh enlistee in the elite forces, which is really cool. This game is not bad as people like to play it out to be. Viewed through a first-person lens, Haze delivers straightforward first-person shooter action across 8 linear chapters, emphasizing infantry combat. There's light vehicle sections and squad-based tactics, and a seamless loading-free world powered by the custom Haze engine with baked lighting and particle effects. It looks good. You know, like honestly, the levels span diverse environments from misty beaches and a volcanic jungle to rebel hideouts and headquarters. So there's some objectives like escort missions that kind of suck, but other than that, a lot of it is really fun and kind of has a lot of good stuff. Initially was a PS3 exclusive, like I said, Halo killer with mature themes. Haze ultimately was disappointing, didn't really score well, and of course this game, believe it or not, has a long history tie-in with why we didn't get an official Battlefront 3 game, and we still haven't gotten an official Star Wars Battlefront 3 game. So yeah, but I find this game to be fun. It's not expensive. It's worth trying out. At least see if you like it. Next up is a game that I actually featured in one of my more recent videos, but I'm going to feature it again in a Hidden Gems video. A game on the PS3 called Lair, which is a 2007 action-adventure game, which was developed by Factor 5. And again, they were ones that did some of those Star Wars games, like on the GameCube and things like that, the flying games or whatever. But this is set in a fantasy world ravaged by war. The game follows Roan, a dragon rider, and Skyguard. And you know, it's a really cool game because, in my opinion, yeah, it got a lot of hate because you had to use the 6-axis motion controls. You don't have to do that anymore. So there's dragon riding and combat. You control, there's aerial and ground-based battles. The dragon can unleash fireballs, perform melee attacks, clawing or biting enemies, execute powerful flame sweeps, aerial dogfights. It's really cool. Motion controls as well, but you don't have to use those. The mission structure, it features a series of missions including defending cities, escorting allies, or assaulting strongholds. There's a lot of different things to do that as well. You can dismount on foot, engaging in basic melee combat with a sword, or commanding the dragon to attack nearby enemies. It's really cool to kind of see that happening as well. You can kind of execute cinematic takedowns as well. You know, listen, I think the game still looks good. It's got some cool things to it. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but to me, this is the epitome of a hidden gem. And last but certainly not least is PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. That's right, it's a mouthful. The game released in 2012. It's a crossover fighting game. It was developed by Superbot, and of course, a lot of people called it a rip-off of Smash Brothers. I like this game a lot. I don't care if it's taking some things from Smash Brothers. It really serves as kind of has a loose narrative to it, bringing all these characters. It's a platform brawler fighting game that emphasizes chaotic gameplay. It's got a really cool roster. I wish it would have had a little bit more, but still really cool. The battles occur in interactive arenas inspired by PlayStation worlds, such as the streets in Vice City and Grand Theft Auto or the Hades underworld. Basic attacks include punches, kicks, and grabs with directional inputs for smashes and aerials. There were different modes. The multiplayer is no longer there. But overall, I thought it was really cool. It shines kind of as a love letter to Sony's franchises, offering thrilling multiplayer sessions with innovative scoring that rewards spectacle over survival. While the arcade mode provides some narrative flair and replayability through character-specific paths, the game, it does get a little bit repetitive with the single player, but I still find it to be a fun, couch kind of versus game and a fun campaign to go through all the characters and things like that. So this is the epitome of a hidden gem, in my opinion. At the end of the day, we all have our own ideas of what maybe a hidden gem is or something like that. I'm sure that I have some on my list that are on other people's lists, and that's fine. We can all have different opinions or same opinions on some stuff. But let's be respectful about it because we're all gamers, And I think that that's the part that people forget a little bit too easily. Yeah, there's a ton more games I could put on here. Obviously stuff like The Last of Us or God of War or, Little Big Planet or Uncharted. Those games aren't going to be hidden gems. Hopefully you enjoyed my list. And if you did, leave a like. Until next time, my friends, game on. I'll see you later.